stuck here. The cops won't bother me.
Yeah, this bike is good for the summertime. Lots of wind hitting you. I can't see this being a good dual sport at all. It just doesn't feel like a dual sport. I like the V-Strom's larger diameter front wheel. This sits on 17-inch tires, so it's not exactly the greatest thing ever for dual sporting or adventure riding. For adventure riding, you definitely like that larger diameter front wheel because it makes it a little bit more stable to go off-road. But who are you kidding? Most people that ride V-Stroms or these bikes, I'm not going to be riding off-road. People might do some gravel roads, but that's pretty much it. Very easy bike to ride. There's nothing difficult about riding this bike. Like, anybody that's learning to ride a motorcycle and is of average height can get in this motorcycle and just ride it. It's a very simple bike, not a lot of complexity. Even the engine, he still uses the lock nuts, like the lock nut and the adjuster, so it's a very easy bike to service. And of course, because it's got handlebars and it's upright, it's very good visibility. You can look very easily out the mirrors. So a lot of people that probably will get this bike are the type of people that want a commuter, or they want something that they're just like learning on. And this is a budget type of bike. And a lot of people, you know, there is something beautiful about having a bike. Look at that, it does have some power, not much. It doesn't have like that oomph that the V-Strom has got, but I'm not used to the corners here. These guys in the middle of the road. Yeah, you know, this bike actually feels like it's going faster than it is. I look down and it kind of feels like, oh yeah, I'd be riding a little bit faster at this point with the V-Strom, but it's also because I'm not used to it. Very easy bike to ride. Suspension is terrible. Really, really bad. Suspension is just like a stock sort of suspension. Doesn't feel particularly good, and it seems like it's got a shorter wheelbase than the V-Strom. I'm not quite sure, but it sure feels like it. This bike feels light when you're moving, but on paper it's relatively heavy. I believe it's the same weight that the V-Strom is, like 480 pounds or 460, something like that. So that's a heavy bike, but this is also a 700cc bike. You know, one thing I don't understand why Honda didn't do this, there's no miles per gallon counter on this thing. And when you get a bike like this that gets really good mileage, you kind of want to see what the miles per gallon are. Now they have this on the CB500. Okay, let me downshift. I'm on first. Let me see. I'm just gonna do, that's the rev limiter. Look at that. I mean, this thing does move, just doesn't move the way a typical motorcycle moves. Very tractor-like. I think one of the benefits of this bike is that it's so easy to ride slow. I mean, I'm going 13 miles an hour and it feels like it's a nice bike. It's just so quiet, just unbelievably quiet. It's a very easy bike to live with. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't get the coronavirus. Go out and ride. See ya. All bikes are a compromise, and when you consider what a lot of people want in bikes, there's always like, oh, there's a saying like the perfect motorcycle is really for motorcycles. And I can see why. You know, I like adventure bikes. So there's always the compromise of like the dirtness of the bike and the roadworthiness of the bike, and it's never a good middle ground. You're always going to get a bike that's geared more towards the road and one more towards the dirt, and this one is all road. The V-Strom 650 is a little bit better off-road than this, but I feel that this one is a big compromise, I think, because one of the better things about this NC 700 is the fact that, look at that idiot, is the fact that there's like this big hole here and you have a massive amount of storage in the middle, and that's really what people are getting this for. I mean, I kind of thought that was great. That's an amazing thing to have on a motorcycle. All right, I'm gonna go to the right here. So I'm compromising a little bit, and I do love that the engine on this thing, I can adjust the valves myself. It's a very simple way of adjusting valves. And the V-Strom never needed valves adjusted, but they were very complex to adjust. They were the type of valves that use shims, so you have to order the shims and all of this sort of crap. But luckily, a lot of the shim style motors don't require a lot of maintenance. That's the dirty secret about it. They're just they don't require adjustment as much as these. Yeah, these motorcycles, man, they're all compromises. It's fun, you know. That's the thing, like, you should try out different bikes and really learn what you like, because riding the V-Strom, now I realize more of what I like. I like bikes that are simple, reliable, above everything, and being able to that are durable. The V-Strom feels like a much more substantial bike than this. Even from 2006, the V-Strom could kick this bike's ass. I mean, there's no, and I think it's a much more fun bike. But this NC has got some good qualities. It's a very good bike for, you know, commuting, getting really good gas mileage, like scooter-like mileage. And of course, if you like to work on bikes yourself, this thing is very easy to work on. It's a reliable bike, reliable engine. I've heard there's like some issues with it. I'm having an issue with the engine light, of course. So right off the bat, I'm not getting off on the right foot with it. But it is a good bike. It feels good. It feels like it's a substantial bike. You get a lot for your money with this, and for me, that's kind of one of the great things about motorcycling. Is like that bang for the buck that I really like. And I'm going to do a whole lot more videos, and I'm going to do some in-depth videos on this bike, so stay tuned, guys. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't get the coronavirus. Go out and ride. See ya.
Kinda stuck here. The cops won't bother me.